Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Byronyk, and today is exactly 7 days since the AMA request video. I gathered over 110 questions. It's absolutely insane, guys. I'm floored that you thought it was good enough to ask me this many questions. I will say, though, that some of them were duplicates, so I did have to filter out some of them. If you were filtered out, I apologize. All of your questions were important to me, but hopefully it was the question itself and not the fact that I asked it from you directly. I will be naming people, so that should be okay. So before we jump into the questions, the way this video is going to be presented is I'm going to go through the questions, and then at the end of the video, I'm going to be doing a random drawing. I'm going to be using a website that's basically just taking the URL of my video, using a random name generator. You'll see it here, and then I'll pick. I'm going to pick 3 individual people, and then only one person's going to win, but if that person doesn't respond to me within 3 days, I'll go to the second and then the third. So you have a chance to win still, even if you don't get picked as first. So anyways, let's go ahead and jump straight into the questions. The first question is by Dill Mill. Hey Byro, nice job on 10,000 subs. For the AMA, will you please finish The Walking Dead Season 2 Episode 5 and play number 3 when it comes out in a few months? Please, I love that game and I loved your playthroughs. Okay, so The Walking Dead is one of my favorite series on my channel. The only reason why I haven't continued the chapters, which I finished it, by the way, I finished the chapters at least to where it was, is because I just haven't had time. It's simply that. Trust me, it's on my bucket list. I've got an entire spreadsheet of games I need to do, and that's like near the top. So yes, I will get to that. Robert Bainbridge asks 3 questions. First, what are your favorite series that you have done so far? Mine are The Walking Dead and The Forest. Okay, well, you kind of answered that. My favorite series, probably The Walking Dead as a Let's Play series. As a non-Let's Play series, probably Star Citizen stuff. So there you go. The second question you had was, why do men have nipples? That's deep. That's deep. I'm not going to answer that, but that's deep. These are questions about me. I don't know. I really don't know. And then your third question was, if actions speak louder than words, then why is the pen mightier than the sword? Because, dude, what the fuck is wrong with you? Okay, so moving on, we have Navette Stevie who asked, congratulations Byronyk on 10,000 subs. My question or questions would be, what do you do for work and how did you get your name Byronyk? Okay, so those are 2 really big questions. The first one, what do I do for work? I can't be supported by YouTube, that's a fact. So I do have a real job, and I work as a product data analyst for a large industrial supplier. I do back-end code, I work on the back end of a website, so I do a bunch of that kind of stuff. And as for where I got my name, now I really don't actually ever tell this to people, but because it's 10,000 subs, I feel like I should. So there is a romantic poet, his name is Lord Byron, okay? And he has a term coined by him. It's spelled differently than my name, and I'll explain why, but it's basically a Byronic hero. A Byronic hero, like, you know how you have in literary terms, you have a tragic hero and stuff like that? Well, this is a Byronic hero. A Byronic hero is basically a definition of a personality type. You can go look it up if you'd like. It's a massive list of explanation, but the way I got the spelling of my name is when I first started using that name, like 10, 12 years ago, the name wasn't available. I used it in World of Warcraft. And no, you're right. Then it was at least 10 years ago. It wasn't 12. So 10 years ago. And the name wasn't available. It was taken. So I changed the spelling, and that's how I've gone ever since. So yeah, there's your answer. So the next question is by Toxic Gelatin. Is there a story behind your YouTube profile picture? Okay, so the artwork done for my website, as I said in my previous video, is almost always done by Andy or Katsune. He posted in the comments, actually, I think as a reply to your comment with a more detailed answer. But almost all of my art is done by him. My background profile, or my background banner and my avatar were done by a commissioned artist who did a fantastic job, and I absolutely love it. So there's really no story behind it so much that I looked for an artist, I found him, he did it for me, he's fantastic. I think his name is in my description on my YouTube channel, so if you want to get some art done, go check him out. Next question, Strapman. Big question coming up. Where do you see yourself in 10 years? What the fuck is this, guys? Is this a job interview? Like, these questions are ridiculous. Where do I see myself in 10 years? I want to own a house. I live in an apartment. This is my apartment. It's a 2-bedroom study apartment. and it's very nice. And yeah, I'd like to be able to afford a house. That's pretty much the biggest thing. As for 10 years in terms of YouTube, I have no idea. We'll see. We'll see. So the next question is by Heshi. My AMA question: what inspired you to start a YouTube channel? Honestly, I've thought about this question a lot this past week, and I really don't know the answer to this. I just wanted... I love games. Okay, I love playing video games. I love playing video games with other people. And so, to me, it's kind of like, well, maybe I can show my interest in video games to other people and do it from a public platform. And I guess YouTube to me has been that, and that's kind of why I wanted to start doing a YouTube channel. The next question, Lee Armbuster, what ships do you have in Star Citizen? Okay, so we're going to start from smallest to biggest, I think. So I own the Cutlass Blue, originally the Cutlass Black, but I upgraded it, and so I was finally able to play it in Arena Commander, as you probably saw from an older video. So I've got that. I have a Constellation. I have the base one. I considered upgrading when they came out, but I didn't want to because I prefer the Andromeda. I own a Banu Merchantman. I love that ship. That's my favorite ship. I also own a Reclaimer. That is probably my biggest ship. Yeah, it is. And I think besides that, yeah, I think that's about it. Okay, so moving on. The next question is by Jay Wrestler. Have you heard anything about the Saytech X65F HOTAS for use in Star Citizen? No, I haven't. I considered picking up the X55 Rhino myself, but I don't know anything about the 65. Sorry. Next question, Default Dead Sec. Here are my questions. How did you meet your girlfriend? What the fuck, dude? Okay, that's a fair question. That's a fair question. So I met her at college, and we we both had a similar interest in World of Warcraft. And so that's kind of where that kind of thing began. There you go. And you had two questions, actually. The second one is, were you influenced by other YouTubers, friends, or families to start YouTube? Or were you intrigued by the idea that you can receive money by simply playing games that others can enjoy? Okay, so that's kind of a two-part question. Were you influenced by other YouTubers or friends? Friends and family, no, not a chance. I actually was a closet YouTuber for a while in terms of not telling anybody. Up until I think maybe 1,000 subscribers. I mean, my girlfriend knew the entire time, but she was the only one. As for other YouTubers, I mean, I have a host of YouTubers that I love. I am inspired every day by different things that they do. I would rather be my own personality. I mean, you're not going to be seeing like, it's PewDiePie and Fist Bra. No, I'm never going to do that. I promise to you, I'm never going to do that. But, you know, I respect him, and you know, he's done a lot to bring the Let's Play thing into the mainstream. I may not like his personality, but I respect him. Okay, PewDiePie, that is. So, anyways, let's move on to the next. Olympia497. What do you want to do in the Star Citizen universe? This was actually a really common question that people asked. I love doing trade and industry. I love being at the pinnacle of business. I love doing mining stuff, but most of all, I like doing automated process. If I can be part of a factory, I think that's like my end game, is being like ownership or partial ownership of a factory, taking in raw materials and producing it for other people. Like that has to be my favorite idea. So there's that. Next question. The Pie in the Face asked, hey Byronyk, have you ever played PlanetSide 2? Yes, I have. I played it for a long time, actually. I didn't much care for it as much as PlanetSide 1. If you were to take my most played games of all time, it would basically rank like this: World of Warcraft, Star Wars Galaxies, and then PlanetSide. Like that's literally how it is. And it's a massive amount of time I spent playing PlanetSide when I was younger. I love that game. It was great. Before BFRs. Fuck BFRs. Okay, so moving on. Jason Rogo asked, congrats, are you going to make an Arena Commander 1.0 video? At this particular point, probably not. I mean, not as like a sole video. What I've done so far is I've broken up individual things that I think are important to people. I've shown the new ships. I've shown them in combat. I've shown some of the damage states with the new pistol. I mean, like, those are like really the big things that happen in Arena Commander 1. I mean, we could go over little things like how the new missile tracking system and emission system, but maybe later. Maybe. Okay, let's just do maybe. The The next question is Justin Marshner. What is your favorite ship in Star Citizen? My favorite ship. Okay, so the Banu Merchantman is probably my favorite in terms of use and design. If you want to say my new favorite ship, probably the Javelin. I mean, if I could own a Javelin, that would be pretty freaking cool, but, you know, we'll wait and see. When it comes to the Persistent Universe, I'm not going to pay money for that. The next question, by Dom Frost. Congrats, and what game do you recommend, dude? That's a really broad question, because I can sit there all day and recommend games to you. What I would say is look at my YouTube channel. Those are the games that I would recommend, because if I'm playing them, I probably like them. The next question, by Christian Techbos. Grats, how's the life playing games? Pretty good. It's pretty good. Next question, Oakfield. Congratulations on 10K. As for the question, as someone who is on a limited budget but really aches for space games like Star Citizen, I started looking at Elite Dangerous instead. Since you can't buy the ships with real money, I feel that the progression would feel more fair to me. Anyways, my question is, how much have you looked into it, and now with the release, are you going to play it? I assume he means Elite Dangerous. For now, probably not. I'm going to wait and see how it turns out. I never participated in the alpha or beta, and the main reason being is it just didn't look like a game that appeals to me. It seemed very content light, and I feel like after you've killed some pirates, after you've done some cargo runs, and you've landed, you've pretty much experienced quite a bit of the game. Now, that's not to diss the game. Please don't take me the wrong way. As an atmospheric exploration game, it's pretty cool. I mean, that's great. It's got the whole like persistent universe thing that's set up for it, so that's awesome. But it's just not for me. It really comes down to that. Next question. Phasm the IM, do you like sandwiches? Be specific. Yes, I like sandwiches. I really like sandwiches. As for being specific, I love a Reuben sandwich. Reubens are amazing. If you really want the best sandwich in the United States, you can go get the roast beef on rye at Cat's Deli in New York City. Oh my God. Like, I would be gay for that sandwich if that would even be a thing. Moving on. Alex Z2, what is your favorite Mustang? I don't have a favorite Mustang. I think the ships are cool. I really don't. I flew the beta for one of my videos. I used one of my friend's betas, and it was pretty good. I liked it. It's cool. Next question. I'm a boss or something something. Can you set up a public Skype so subs can play games with you? I actually would love to do that, and that was on my plans for hitting 10,000 subs, actually. So we'll see. One game that I think I would like to do that with is both Star Citizen and H1Z1. H1Z1 is an upcoming zombie survival game. You'll take it or you leave it. If you don't want to play it, that's fine. But I think it'd be a really fun game to play with other people, especially when it goes out of early access. Early access you pay for, but after that it's for free. So that would be a really good game to get into game with, because some other games, you know, people have to pay for it. So anyways, moving on, Cole White Robinson, congrats on 10K. For the AMA, if you could have any ship in Star Citizen, which would it be? Is this like a Star Citizen AMA? Probably is. Okay, so also, if you could only play one video game for the rest of your life, what would you choose? Oh, man. So for the first part of the question, if I could have any ship, it would be a Bengal carrier. Like sole ownership, I would take a Bengal carrier, or a Vandal King ship. I think that's what it's called, like the really big one, the bigger one. And then as for the video game that I would play for the rest of my life, if I had to choose one, like realistically, probably World of Warcraft. Now, hold on. I know that sounds a little bit cop an answer, but if you were to pick, say, like Halo, you know, you'd be stuck in this universe where all you're doing is, you know, like playing Halo multiplayer and killing people and stuff like that. But in World of Warcraft, you could technically actually live a full life if you had to play one for the rest of your life. Like, it's the most content rich, I would say. So anyways, moving on. Keegan Elliott, are you going to do a video on the 1.0 release of Elite Dangerous? This kind of goes back to what I said before. Probably not. So we'll see. The next question, Dylan Williams, do you plan to play Star Citizen with subs? Yes. Yes. Mark Ludner, how long have you been a gamer? I've been a gamer since, I don't know, I think 8 to 10 years old. I mean, like that's when I got my PC, but I did play video games before that on some of the handheld devices. at least 15 years. At least 15 years. So, yeah. Anyways. Next question, Zach Gamble. My one question is, why do you like to do YouTube and why do you like liquor? That's a stupid question. Why do I like YouTube? I like doing YouTube because it's a fun way to enjoy the things that I like and to enjoy them with other people. I like that. That's good to me. And then why do I like liquor? It tastes good. It makes you feel fuzzy and warm inside. And yeah, that's pretty much it. It's a good party drink. The next question, Ryan Lowe. Yo, Byro, I have a few questions for you. 1, will you be playing No Man's Sky on PS4 or PC if you play it at all? And 2, are you going to do a variety of games like more? Okay, so question 1, yes, I will be playing No Man's Sky. I have videos on my channel of No Man's Sky, so that goes to be said. I will be playing it on the PC. Eventually, like, I mean, I'll be playing it on the I have a PS4, so it comes out first on the PS4, and when it comes to the PC eventually, I'll probably switch to that because it may offer a modding community. That would be best. And then as for, are you going to do a variety of games like more? I mean, I'm doing a bunch of games right now. I've got, you know, my Star Citizen stuff, of course. I've got Dragon Age Inquisition, which I started, which is amazingly fun. I'm playing as an asshole, by the way. And the other one I'm playing is Alien Isolation. I'm finishing that up. And then after that, I'll be touching on a few other games on my normal Let's Play stuff. So the next question is the real Samu. Congrats on 10K subs. I only found you because of your forced gameplays. By the way, your voice is awesome. Thank you. What are you doing besides YouTube? So just before I got back from here, I went to Dave & Buster's, which is basically Chuck E. Cheese for adults. So I was doing that. That was fun. I do a lot of different things outside of doing YouTube. I think that's kind of the question in general. But most of it's usually related to gaming. Like, I'll be straight. Let's be honest with ourselves. So there's that. Anyways, moving on. Fries. Congrats, man. Question, what is your co-op role game going to be in the Star Citizen universe? So my co-op role, so like if I want to be a gunner, an engineer, stuff like that, something that's basically, I guess, not being a captain of a ship. I mean, being a gunner would be cool. I think being an engineer, being like focusing on, you know, keeping a ship. Like if you ever played the Guns of Icarus online thing, you know, keeping a ship from not exploding, that would be kind of cool. Or actually, no. Electronic warfare, EWAR. That would be cool. Like debuffing your opponent, taking down their shields. That would be cool. So, I mean, okay, moving on. Joshua Felton, what is your game of the year and what is your game of all time? Oh my God, that is a tough thing to ask. Game of the year? I'm going to go with Alien Isolation. There are a lot of good games that came out this year, but Alien Isolation for a few reasons. 1, I love PC hardware. I really do. And this game is so optimized. It is so it is optimized so well that you can run it on max settings, and I'm still getting like 144 FPS with the quality of the graphics of this game. It's just mind-blowing. It's amazing. Ignoring the specifications, the game itself is really fun. It's not just a horror game. It is a suspense story. It actually is more than just being chased around by an alien, which is what I thought it was going to be. It's got crafting. It's got, you know, FPS mechanics, very realistic FPS mechanics. It's very strategy. It's good. I love this game. So that's probably my game of the year. As for game of all time, I predominantly was a MMO gamer, so I would say something along those lines. However, I'm also a huge RPG fan. If you want to talk about the best game of all time, for me, is probably something that's really nostalgic. I'm going to go with Knights of the Old Republic. Knights of the Old Republic, to me, was a huge step. Like, I've played so many RPGs before that, but something about KOTOR really drew at me. And at the same token, fuck SWTOR. Just saying. All right, now, moving on. The Baseman. Hey, Byronyk, congrats on 10K. You deserve it. My question is, do you play MMOs, WoW, etc.? I've answered that. I should have taken that out, but yeah, I do. Next, Iskilla45 asks, how many hours have you sunk into Arena Commander? You know, I really don't know how to answer that question. Maybe 15 or so. I really haven't spent as much. Like, I've spent a lot of time in it, trust me. I mean, I've reached the max waves multiple times. It's more that it's interesting, but it's not, it doesn't, like, I have to play something that has progression, right? That's why I play RPGs and MMOs, because they have progression. So because it doesn't have that yet, it's not as interesting to me. But I played a lot, and I continue to play it. I actually was playing it a lot this past weekend. Anyways, so moving on, Tumbar asks 4 questions. First one, do you ever replay any of the games you have already beaten, especially those in your Let's Play videos? If so, what is your most recently replayed video game? The Walking Dead. In my Walking Dead videos, I always play as the nice guy. In my recent playthrough, I played as like the asshole, and it felt horrible the entire time. I was like beating myself for how much of a jerk I felt. But anyways, next question. He also asked top 3 book recommendations. Oh man. So my favorite book series of all time is probably a sci-fi series. It's called the Safehold series. It's by David Weber, and it follows the story of the human race has been almost made extinct by this alien race. So they run away in space, and they colonize a new planet. On the way there, while everybody was asleep, the leaders basically programmed the minds of all the colonists to believe that that they were gods, and that the crew of the ship were other angels and stuff. They created a whole religion around the crew. And so what ended up happening is time goes by, humanity is essentially technologically inept. It's back to like the equivalent of the 1400s, I would think, 14 to 1500s. Think Caribbean, like the Caribbean time period with pirates and the trading companies and stuff like that. So what ends up happening is somebody who saw this coming put their consciousness into a robot and buried it in a mountain. And so like 1,000 years later, it comes back to life and is trying to fix everything, bringing humanity back to what it should have been. So that is a wonderful series. I love it. I am currently reading a fantasy series that my girlfriend read that is fantastic. It is the Stormlight Archives. It's just a fantasy series. It's absolutely fantastic. I'm currently maybe about a 1/4 the way through the 2nd book, and I think it's planned to be a trilogy. So it's great. I don't know how to summarize that well, but I would definitely go recommend it. And as for my 3rd recommendation, shoot, I don't know. I gave you 2, and I gave you a long description of the first one, so be happy with that. And the 3rd question you asked, how did you come up with the Byronyk username? I already told you. 4th one, what module, feature in Star Citizen are you most looking forward to? So, the Persistent Universe, obviously, but I assume you mean things before the full release of the Persistent Universe. So, probably the social multiplayer module, being able to fly our multiplayer ships with other players, so I can take out my constellation and have people, you know, man the turrets and stuff. That's really exciting. Okay, moving on. The next question is by Jaspander. Congrats. What was the first video game you ever played? Truthfully, probably the first one that I can remember enjoying to any degree was Wolfenstein 3D on DOS. Amazing game. Killing Hitler, good call. Next question, Sam Ivy. Question, if you could be any animal, what would it be? Okay, so you're basically asking what my persona is. If I could be any animal, what would it be? I don't know. I could give you a cop-out answer, like I want to be a shark, or I want to be like a lion or something. No. Probably a bird of some kind. I would go with like an eagle or a hawk. I think being able to fly would be awesome, and being on the top of that predator list would be better. Next question. Bob Chronic, what made you start this YouTube journey? Nothing in particular made me want to start YouTube. I just one day saw a few videos of, you know, a few people, and I was like, you know what? I think I could do this as well. This would be really fun. That's probably it. Next question. Evan Finley. Do you think that by the time the Star Citizen releases, that the minimum system requirements to run the game at an acceptable frame rate, even on low settings, will prevent most of the fan base from enjoying the game? Quality rigs are not always affordable. That's actually a really good question, and I do have a video that covers Star Citizen computer specs. I really should update that, probably later next year. But I think yes and no. Yes, it will prevent people from playing the game optimally. Will they be able to run it at low to medium settings? I would think yes. The thing is, with Star Citizen, as any space sim game, space sims cater to a niche, okay? Space sims cater to the people who are of the older veteran gamers, not so much the younger ones. I'm not trying to say that's an excuse, but hear me out. So those older people will usually have more money than the younger people. They will have jobs, they'll have stable lives and careers, so they will be able to afford those more expensive rigs. That shouldn't be taken as a blanket statement. I do think that right now, the game is not optimized at all. The game's not even created. There's bits and pieces everywhere, and they're not even brought together yet. So once they're brought together and they're optimized, then I think it will be a lot better, yes. And current tech that can run it already well will be super cheap by the time the game finally comes out. So there's that. Next question. Plato GKL asks, what would your imaginary personal address be, or less specific, where is it that you want to live? If I could, I'd like living in a city. I like cities that are well plotted in terms of they're not super cramped like New York, but they're also kind of like downtown New York City, or you know, they have to be spread out. I really like Boston. Boston is a wonderful place. I've been there 3 times for PAX. I grew up in Seattle, so that may give you an idea. So those kind of like the Pacific Northwest, California cities, be kind of cool. Anyways, moving on. Crybin asks, and I wanted to ask, will you Let's Play No Man's Sky? Yes. Will you ever do a Let's Play with your girlfriend together? Okay. So as I was putting this list together before I started recording, I jumped up when I saw that question. I went over to my girlfriend. She's watching some Die Hard movie right now. And I was like, babe, you know what would be really cool? If we did a Let's Play together. One of my commenters, and actually I kind of lied. I said that there's a bunch of people asking about this. She doesn't watch my video, so she won't know, but she can hear me. So when I was like, babe, let's go do this. This would be awesome. We can play some co-op game. That would be cool. And she was like, oh, but I don't want people to see my face. Dude, she's like skinny as fuck. Like, I don't know what her problem is. Like, I am a bigger guy. But she's like 90 pounds. Like, what the fuck? Anyways, she's concerned people will like cross trace and image identify her. I'm like, there's no reason why people would want to do that. Don't worry about it. But anyways, if we did do it, it would be without a face cam, unfortunately. And I think it'll be really fun. It may take a lot of coaxing, but it's possible. Okay, let's move on. Next question. Ablancas29 asks, any chance for Elite Dangerous vids? Again, maybe later down the road when the game has been out for a little bit. Next question, Rasmus Moeller. Sup, Byronyk, grats on the 10K subs, woohoo. But I have a question. How often do you praise Gaben? Seriously, how often? I praise Gaben frequently. Amen. Anyways, moving on. James Richards, congratulations. What is the most important piece of advice you would give a YouTuber just starting out? Audio, video quality. Yeah. Get that before you get started. Don't try to jump too fast. Next question, Squibbo Parker. Can you restart the 4 series, please? It was a great one. I actually get this question a lot outside of this AMA. I loved the 4 series. I put 45 entire videos up for it. I know they've added multiplayer. I know they've added a lot of stuff, but I don't know if it's enough for me to enjoy it that much anymore. I mean, I felt like I got the experience I was looking for out of it. So maybe not. More leaning towards not, but it can still happen in the future. Next question by JJ Rowe 278. At what age did you lose your virginity? Couldn't come up with anything else. Okay, so 17. That's your answer. You didn't ask for anything more specific, so there's your answer. This is actually the last question by John1812. Congrats, I'm really glad for you, man. I love the quality of the videos you make. My question is this. How dedicated to the game Star Citizen do you plan on being? Are you going to play casually, or are you going to be a hardcore player? So I am going to be a hardcore player. I define hardcore by just amount of time spent playing the game, not so much the quality of the gamer itself, even though I consider myself a good gamer. So yeah, I plan on putting a lot of hours in that game. I am part of a very large organization, so I will be, coordinating with them to do kind of fleet activities, so that'd be really fun. So yeah, there you go. All right, guys, that was a lot of freaking questions. My throat kind of hurts. I wish I had something to drink. You know what? I don't know why this question didn't get put in there. So somebody asked me, shit, I think I might have missed their question. I'm so sorry if I didn't call your name. Somebody asked me what my favorite liquor was, and I couldn't think of it because I'm actually more of a beer drinker than liquor. I do have a veritable pantry of liquor that I use for various things. Right now, probably my favorite is my Johnny Walker Black. I used to have some Johnny Walker Blue, but that stuff is expensive, real expensive. So anyways, that is the AMA. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I actually really liked answering these questions. It was really fun. Some of them were unexpected. Some of them were. I know you guys really like Star Citizen, so I figured that was kind of a big thing. Anyways, so what we're going to do right now is we're going to switch over to the drawing, and then we'll see who wins. So thanks, guys. I'll see you in a second. All right, time for the giveaway. So I'm going to be picking 3 individuals. The first person that's going to be picked is the official winner. The other 2 people are backups just in case the first person does not respond. So the way I'm going to be doing this contest is I'm going to be taking my video URL, putting it in this YouTube random comment picker, and then I'm going to load all of the comments. So you guys will see here, this is the 10,000 subscriber AMA video. You can see all the names and how many individual comments there are. There's 111. What this is going to do is it's also filtering out duplicates, so if somebody posted twice, they will have no advantage. I think it's a good way because some people do like talking in the comment section. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Winner number 1 is Justin Marshner. Is that Marshner? What is your favorite ship in Star Citizen? Okay, well, congratulations, man. I will be sending you a private message on YouTube, so hopefully you go ahead and get that, and I will then get with you and we can talk about how I can send you the $20 Steam gift card. So let me go ahead and write this information down real quick. Justin Marshner. All right, great. So next, we're going to be picking the second runner-up, and that is Today's Married Gamer. Congrats, man. 10K is the goal. I've been working on it for a while. If I can just hit that, I'll be happy. Well, man, I hope you do well in your YouTube career. That is awesome. So we're going to go ahead and take you and add you as the runner-up. And then the final potential winner is Thomas Dazelle. Comment! I saw this guy earlier, and I actually thought that was pretty funny. So, well, you know what? Congratulations on entering this contest. If the other 2 people do not get in, then I will make sure to let you know. Guys, thank you very much for sticking around and watching that 30-minute long AMA response plus the contest. I really enjoy doing this with you guys, and I'm looking forward to what 2015 brings. So, thanks again. I'll see you next time.